So as we get into the tryouts and we're doing all this stuff and we're playing, it turns out I'm like tied for the fastest dude on the team. So I'm trying really hard, I'm putting out, and the big thing with football is it's teamwork, it's camaraderie, it's, you know, and the coaches are constantly putting out all this information about, you know, if you don't do your job, the other man pays. You know what I mean? So you got to do your block. You know, if you don't do that right, the other person pays, you don't. And there's this whole big thing of accountability. And I started understanding, like, man, I could see why football is such an important game for people realizing, like, their importance of filling in their role. And even if you're not the running back, the quarterback, or the wide receiver, like the star, you know, players as far as who gets the accolades, right? All those blockers and all those other people on the line, their jobs are so important, and it's such a huge, you know, everything depends on everyone doing their job right at the same exact time, right when their job is needed to be done right. So I really started to respect the sport from that aspect, and it was like, man, you know, this is a really cool game. Maybe I should have started this earlier. But I was enjoying just being there and trying hard and playing this game and just being a part of it. So now here we are. I make the varsity team, and we're in the part of the season. It's preseason still. We're doing some scrimmages and stuff like that. And one of the kids on the team, so they go out one night and go to a party. I had a girlfriend who was kind of like my high school sweetheart. And we'd been dating for like a year and a half, which was a big deal in high school, you know. And they go out to a party, and I didn't drink. My girlfriend didn't drink. She goes out to a party with a bunch of the guys from the team, and they get her drunk, okay? I'm not saying that she doesn't have any blame in this, but this is what happens. My girlfriend gets drunk with these guys, and one of these guys sleeps with my girlfriend. So when this happens, is like I find out and I'm like, dude, what's up with that? Like, we're supposed to be on the team. I thought what happened to all this teamwork and all this camaraderie and all this, you know, we're there for each other and I got your back and all this stuff. If you have my back, if you're part of my team, if you're supposed to be in line with me and engaged with me as far as the dynamics of this relationship and of this, you know, this team sport and this family, why can't I trust my girlfriend hanging out with you guys when I'm not there? If you were really part of the team and you were really looking out for me, you would have taken care of her and made sure she got home all right or something like that, or called me, right? But you didn't. You took advantage of the situation and you slept with my girlfriend. So, being a immature high school kid, obviously, I go and seek out this kid because I'm going to fight him, right? So I wind up getting in a fight with this kid who slept with my girlfriend, right? I dumped my girlfriend, found him. We ran into each other downtown on Main Street of our town on a weekend night. So it was outside of school, and we got into a fist fight. And this fist fight got pretty ugly. We went through there was a pharmacy on Main Street, and it had this big sheet glass window. And we went crashing through the window, and we landed on the shelf inside the window sill, right? And I look up and I see this giant sheet of glass come down like a guillotine. Wham! And it just smashed on top of us. I was wearing like a flight jacket, and somehow the piece of glass that came through and like jammed right into my chest, it hit like the zipper, and I had a small cut on my rib, right? But the big sheet of glass hit the metal zipper and didn't freaking open me up on my sternum, surprisingly enough. Well, he's here. I push him out. He falls outside of the windowsill onto the sidewalk. And from my perspective, being in the windowsill, he sits up like this, like on all fours, like he was going to get up and charge me. I don't know if he actually was, now looking back on it, but that's how I perceived it at the moment. So I jumped out of the windowsill, and I ran up and I kicked him right in the face while he was down, and he flipped back, and as he rolled over, I didn't realize it till after I kicked him in the face. He had giant sheets of glass sticking out of the back of his neck, his back, his arm, his head, And that glass that hit us, where it happened to luckily hit my zipper, he wasn't so lucky. He had giant chunks of glass sticking out of him all over the place. And at that point in time, some of the other football players saw that. They thought I was fighting dirty, and they threatened to beat me up. I almost got in a fight with all these other kids outside the thing. They told me to get the hell out of there. They're going to beat my ass, and we argued, and then I walked away, and they called an ambulance, and he went to the hospital. So I'm not saying you guys should do that, or I'm not, saying that in a motivational way of like, haha, that was cool. It's just that's what happened. So from this, everything got really crazy and chaotic. This kid happened to be the son of my art teacher, who I was training to go to all these scholarships I had for architecture and industrial engineering and all that stuff. The AP advanced placement art classes I was taking, his mom was the teacher. And in my sophomore year, one of the coaches who's on the football team, so a little bit of controversy of me coming onto the football team to begin with, one of the coaches on the football team, his son, I had gotten in a fight with him like 2 years prior in my sophomore year, and he was a senior, I was a sophomore. We got in this big brawl, and that was I'm not promoting fighting, but that was a solid fight between the two of us. And anyway, so that was a big deal. So now here I am. I'm the dude who's gotten in a fight with two of the teacher's kids, and it happened outside of school. He got really hurt. He wound up getting like hundreds and hundreds of stitches all over his back. It was, I don't even know how many it was, but it was in the hundreds of stitches, and surgeries and all that. So I wind up basically getting in trouble with the police, getting in trouble with the kid's family, getting a civil lawsuit, getting sued for that, and all this stuff is pending. The school wanted to expel me, but because it happened outside of school, the school couldn't expel me. But because his mom was my teacher, then the school basically sided with the mom, and she said that she was having, night terrors of me coming and killing her whole family at night. So I wasn't allowed to be in any part of the school where he was, and I couldn't be in the parts of the school where she was. And they basically put me in this one room for half the day and off the library and isolated me from the rest of the school and gave me a map of the route I had to walk through school and all this kind of stuff. And it was really freaking crazy. You know what I mean? It was like, dude, we got in a fist fight. We didn't mean to go through the window, and it wasn't my intention for glass to fall on him. That kind of happened. That wasn't the intent of the fight. It's not like I stabbed him with the glass. It was an accident. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that didn't matter. This is just the reality of it. These are the facts. So as all of this is happening, right, there's just so much coming at me, and it was like, I go back to football practice that following week, and the coach stops me before I can even get onto the field, and he's like, "You're not welcome on our team. You're suspended for a week. Get the hell out of here. I can't believe you have the nerve to come onto my field after what you did. Get the hell out of here." And I was like, "But coach," and he's like, "Don't even talk to me." And he kicked me off the field and turned me away, and I never even made it on the field. And I got turned off. And over that next week, the guys on the team who are friends with him, because they've been playing football together for a long time now. I'm the new guy, you know what I mean? Even though I'm a senior, I'm the new guy in the team, right? And these guys all have these relationships and all this stuff. They've been playing football forever. So I go to come back to the team, and everyone's like, "Hey, dude, you gonna quit? You gonna just walk away? Just like, this isn't for you. We don't want you here, etc., etc." And I'm like, "Well, I said I was gonna start, I was going to play a season of football, and everyone told me that I couldn't play a season of varsity football starting my senior year, that I would have had to start that way earlier, and you don't start playing football your senior year." And I was like, and I took the challenge. I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll come and I'll play football for a season, and I'll do it my senior year, and I'm going to finish the season. I'm going to do a season of football." And they're like, "Well, if you come back to the locker room, if you try to show up, we're going to jump you and we're going to beat your ass." so you better not come back to the locker room because you're going to get your ass kicked. You're not welcome here. And I'm like, whoa, whoa. So now I'm the bad guy? You guys took my girlfriend out to a party and got her drunk, and one of you slept with her, and I'm the bad guy here? How? I don't understand how you're flipping this on me. Yeah, I got in a fight with that kid. He slept with my girlfriend. What would you expect me to do? What did you think would happen when you slept with my girlfriend? Right? But again, I'm the bad guy. They're pushing on me. I'm not defending myself doing that. It was stupid. I probably shouldn't have gotten the fight. But it's just the reality of it. So they threatened me, tell me not to come back. And I'm like, screw it, I'm coming back. So the week goes by, and I come walking into the locker room, and everyone's talking about it all week in school. Like, ooh, Rich is going to go in there. He's going to get his ass kicked when he goes in the locker room. So I'm walking into the locker room anticipating I'm going to get jumped. I've already come to terms with it. I'm going to walk in here. I'm going to get my ass kicked. It is what it is, right? So I come in, and everyone's eyeballing me, and I'm like, so who's gonna throw the first punch? Who wants to go, right? And everyone just eyeballed me. No one did anything. I walked into the locker room a little deeper. Are you guys going to do something or not? Okay, because if you're not, I'm going to go talk to coach. So no one did anything. I walked into the coach's office, and he's in there with all the other coaches in like a half circle around his desk, right? So there's like 7 dudes in there, and they have me sit down, and they're like, why are you here? We told you not to come back. And I was like, well, and before I could start, they started just hammering me about how I don't know what it's like to be in a team sport. I have no respect for my fellow peers, that, you know, I don't put the team first, and this and that, and telling me all these things and lecturing me about how I'm not a team player, I have no integrity, blah, 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 this and that, giving me the whole spiel, just hammering me. Every time I try to say something, they talk over me. I was there just to get hammered. I wasn't there to have a discussion. So at the end of it, I was like, Coach, I just don't understand. While you're lecturing me about being a team player, are you guys having the same conversation with the other kid? Because you realize that he slept with my girlfriend after they got her drunk at a party when she doesn't drink, and he had sex with her, right? So how am I not looking out for the team? Why can't I trust the team that you're referencing about loyalty and about commitment and about integrity? Why aren't you referencing the fact that I can't trust those guys with my girlfriend without me there? Where's this teamwork, integrity, and all this stuff that you're preaching about? And then of that, he got pissed. They kicked me out of the office. They called me back in, and then they basically like, if you come back, they're like, we want you to quit because we're not allowed to kick you off the team. No one here wants you. We want you off the team. Quit. And I was just like, Coach, I'm not the quitting type. I said I was going to start this and finish it. I plan to play 1 season of football. And they're like, you need to quit now. And I was like, Coach, I respect your opinion. I respect what you're saying, but I'm not the quitting type. I'm going to play a season of football. I tried out. I made the varsity team. This is something that happened off the field. Like you said, you're not allowed to kick me off, so I'm here. So with that, they were like, he got up. He was pissed. He stood up. He slammed his hands on the desk, and he yells at my face. And he's like, I want you to know that you will never step foot on my football field. You will never step foot on my football field. I don't care, blah, blah, blah. And he goes into the whole thing and basically tells me that I'm not playing football at this school. I will never step on the field. So if I want to show up every day, I'm an idiot because he's never going to put me on that field. So I might as well just quit. What's the point of being here if he's never going to put me on the field? Why waste my time? Get the hell out of my office. So with that, I walked out of the office and I was like, well, that sucks.